Now to a CBS 4 News security alert. With all the holiday shopping you'll be doing over the next few weeks, chances are you'll be swiping your credit card quite a bit. But every swipe is an opportunity for scammers to steal your identity, and with that, your hard-earned money. So the IRS has teamed up with the Miami-Dade Police Department to warn consumers about protecting themselves. Miami-Dade Police Detective Marcos Rodriguez is in the studio with us now.
And great to have you, Detective.
Thank you.
And I'm sure, as you know, yesterday was Cyber Monday. People are going online and they're buying like crazy. What do they need to know to protect themselves from thieves?
Well, online, you always have to use a secure website. You have to make sure that the website you're logging on to does not have an additional website where it just keeps pushing you to different websites. That's pretty much where they steal your credit card information or whatever information you provide them. So make sure whatever website you're logging on to is the website, is the specific address to that specific store.
All right, well, when you're shopping online, you obviously have to type in your credit card numbers, but when you're in the store, you swipe it, and then there could be these little devices that can steal your info.
Of course. Here's a difference. These are different devices that they've used throughout the years. These are skimming devices. These are pretty much the first ones that came out. This has a capability of holding 500 credit card numbers. This one holds 1,000. This one holds 2,000. And this is the ones that they're using in the fuel pumps. What they've done basically as technology has evolved, when they introduced the chip, they had to move away from these devices. These are the devices that the employees would carry. Let's say like a waiter or someone that would be attending you, you'd give them the credit card, they'd walk away and they'd swipe your card. Since they introduced the chip, they weren't able to get your credit card information or use it afterwards. So what they've done is a little more innovative. They bought these machines, they take them apart, they take the memory chip out of here, and they started building these things. Now, this is what goes behind the fuel pumps. This is the part that goes connected to where you swipe your credit card, and then when your information goes through, it gets recorded on the memory chip, and then of course, it still continues on to your banking institution in order to use your credit card. These machines are installed inside the fuel pump, so you're not going to be able to see it. This machine specifically here holds 2,000 credit card numbers. And in the past couple of weeks, again, like I said, it's an evolution. Now we discovered this one. This is yeah, it's tiny. It's pretty much the same thing. This one is just more obvious when you open the fuel pump. A gas station owner or attendant, someone checking the pumps for these things, this was more obvious. This was a lot less obvious. It's the same system. All they do is they unplug the wiring from behind the credit card, where you insert the credit card, plug this in, plug in the wire, the existing wire in the fuel pump, close the pump up. As a consumer goes by, swipes the credit card, and takes your information.
Now, this is so bold. How are they getting access to these fuel pumps in the first place?
Well, the problem is that all fuel pumps, they have the keys are not specific to each pump. The keys could be, every key could use for, one key could be used for many different pumps. Some of them don't even use keys, some of them use a torque screw. So as long as you have the tool, you could open up the pump.
So how do you protect yourself when you go to the gas station?
The only way to really protect yourself, obviously, is either to pay cash, or the second thing is to go inside, pay the cashier, and you use the terminal inside. When you go pay inside, you usually have the merchant machine in front of you. You tell the cashier how much money, and you swipe your own credit card you have.
How often are you seeing this?
This has been going on for several years, and it's a constant battle we've been going through.
What's one of the worst cases you've seen?
Worst cases, well, last week we had that large case where we worked with the United States Secret Service, and we seized a credit card plan somewhere in Hialeah. And they were pretty much putting out over 1,000 credit cards a day.
Wow.
Now, what is Miami-Dade Police doing now with all the people going to the malls and being in parking lots and things like that?
Well, we have officers, undercover officers, working the malls inside and out. We're out here doing community outreach, telling people to protect. First line of defense is you got to protect yourself. But we're out there watching the malls, making sure that everybody is safe.
So what do people do? Let's say, unfortunately, they do fall victim to someone, whether their wallet is stolen and their cards are taken, or they realize someone's stolen my identity. What are the first steps? Who should they be contacting to sort of make things right again for themselves?
First thing they should do is contact the police, file a police report, and sooner or after that, contact the credit card companies, let them know they've been a victim of fraud or a stolen credit card, whatever may be the case, providing the case number so they can shut down those credit cards.
I think people also need to look at those credit card bills closely, because sometimes people just pay what's there without really examining what are the charges.
That usually happens 30 days later after Christmas is over. They start getting the bill and they realize that a lot of the things that are on their bill is not theirs.
After Christmas shock.
After Christmas shock.
Just what you need as you start the new year. year.
That's
and of course,
correct.
going into the new year, people starting to sort of collect all the documentation that they need to then start filing their taxes. I know you guys are working with the IRS to sort of protect all of that information as well. What's some advice that you can give to our viewers as they sort of get ready for that next season that's coming before we know it?
Be careful with the fly-by-nights. Use reputable companies, reputable accounting firms that do these things year-round. Avoid these signs that you see on the streets that says we'll do your tax for X amount of money, or we'll get you the most amount of money. Anybody that promises they're going to get you a lot more money, or even if they ask you for a percentage of the money that they're going to collect from you for the IRS, that should be a red flag.
If it sounds too good to be true.
It probably is.
It probably is. All right, Detective Marcos Rodriguez of the Miami-Dade Police Department. I know you're very busy right now, so thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much,
Night.
Detective.
Have a good night.